Hello, Pisces. I hope you all had a great day. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, I'm just going to come into the energy here for you. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, but you know what? It doesn't matter if the message resonates for you. You don't have to be a Pisces, and you're more than welcome to watch the video and take the messages for yourself. If you'd like a private reading that is specific to your own situation, you can book one online and find the link to my website in the description box below. All right, my fishies, what do we got for you? For PISCES Singles, beautiful. You may have been stuck in your head as of late. This is the situation card, how you're showing up basically. You could have felt restricted, felt stuck. There was something I feel like you were ruminating and you're wondering, when is it ever going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Am I always going to be alone? And for those of you that aren't thinking of that, some of you are thinking that there's just no escape from a rut. You might feel like you're in a rut at the moment. So that could be weighing on your nerves a little heavy. And some of you were excited because you came out of lockdown or out of, having to socially distance. But I think that you may have a slight worry that it might happen again. But most importantly, you're coming out of anxiety and you're into a more healing state of mind. Could have been dealing with a Sagittarius. But this is a very balanced, beautiful energy. Okay? So for those of you that have found yourself free again, maybe this is what this is saying, is now you're on your own. But some of you might be very happy with being on your own. And the reason why is because you have this peaceful environment. You're not dealing with the arguments, the bitter fighting. You're not feeling put upon or controlled. Maybe criticized a lot, like whatever you did around the house wasn't good enough, how you did things wasn't good enough, the way you talked wasn't good enough. Maybe even you just felt very restricted, but that freedom is here, especially with this temperance energy. But I see that also that it was a bit of a challenge to get to this point. I don't think you wanted a relationship to end. I don't think you wanted to end up single, but it is honestly for your highest good, even if some of you can't see it right now. I think you're starting to see slowly with that Eight of Swords in reverse, right? But if you're single, it's an indicator that you're learning to balance the other areas of your life so that you can make room for a loving partner to come into it. Once you've done this, you definitely will attract the right partner to you. The thing with that Eight of Swords in reverse, there's still something more that this card wants to tell me. And maybe some of you even had to escape a really bad situation, right? Maybe you had to stand up to some abuse. Or maybe it was a matter of you had to find your own self-belief. And maybe that's what it was, is that you've been working so hard on yourself that now, because you're able to balance things out more in your life, you're able to make more room for somebody. Because it also speaks to releasing fears or anxieties that held you back from finding love. Maybe in the recent past, you're starting to feel more hopeful and more empowered. And then because you've got that empowering energy, now you're able to balance things out so that you actually can invite somebody new into your life. But I feel as though that could have been a struggle as well, too. Maybe you were very busy. Maybe you had a lot going on, or you buried yourself in work to deal with the last relationship that ended, or maybe you buried yourself in any kind of activity, hobby, just something that kept you out of the game. But now the challenge is to make some room, right? The psychological or subconscious influence of your reading, my singles, is the Chariot Cancerian energy. I think some of you don't realize this, but maybe the hidden fact is that you're struggling with actually wanting a relationship. I think some of you have gone through so much that your heart says, yeah, I do want a relationship, but yet your mind may be telling you no, or vice versa, right? Because there's some kind of subconscious blockage here where maybe you felt a little battle weary, right? And it's like deep down, you know, you can completely overcome the pain of the past, but yet there's still this little tiny bit of resistance, which I feel came from this Eight of Swords in reverse. Just a little bit of resistance still before you get to this absolute place full of harmony and balance, peace, joy. So yeah, I still feel like there's a little bit of an internal struggle. What was the main influence for this, please, spirits? Some of you could have been dealing with a Scorpio. Maybe you had a really rough relationship, or again, if you're letting go of the past hurts, which is good, you still may be missing them, or you still may feel a connection to them or a bond to them, and you're not really completely able to let go, right? Because the Six of Cups speaks about nostalgia, thinking of the past. It could have even been someone from childhood. Some of you may even be holding on to a first love, and maybe you've been trying to find somebody that would actually match that person, but you just haven't been able to, right? Because that person meant the world to you. And also because this is in the recent past, maybe someone came back and you tried to have a go at it and it didn't exactly work out the way that you had hoped it to. Or someone from your childhood or the area that you grew up in may have contacted you. So you could be thinking of it and maybe you just weren't ready at the time to accept the offer. And now you're wondering about it. You're wondering about it. You're thinking about it. You're considering it. You're contemplating it. What is Pisces focus right now? Now, then again, this could be the other person's energy as well. Okay, this could be what they're dealing with. So apply these messages as they will resonate. What is Pisces singles focusing on? That's interesting. Seven of Wands. Standing up for yourself. Defending yourself. You've had a few challenges as of late. Some of you are sticking up for your beliefs and fighting in your corner. Maybe you've been protective or defensive. Some of you have been determined or maybe even a bit challenging or a little bit opposing. That's your focus right now, it seems like. Or perhaps this is the person that you're dealing with or you're thinking of or who may come along. But I feel like this is you because this is your reading and it's a singles reading. So again, there's that fighting between heart and mind. There's that discord and that disconnect. And I feel like it has to do with a past love of some sort that kind of hinders you from moving on. Maybe you're trying to find somebody that matches who they were because you couldn't stop thinking of them. But now you're starting to understand that it wasn't meant to be. But because of whatever it was in the past and because there's this challenge of this temperance energy, I just feel like a lot of you, again, when I was talking about being busy and hectic, that's been your focus as of late, right? Hectic busyness, that's what I just kind of keep getting here. And almost like it's your protection. That's how you're protecting yourself. So you may have just let yourself kind of sink into the background. That's your focus right now. And I feel like it's a form of self-protection. So let's see what's coming in the near future for my Pisces singles. 10 of Wands. So with all of this busyness, hectic life, and whatever else that you have on the go, got the 10 of Wands coming in the near future. When it comes to your love life, I just feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your own. And some of you may have felt good to be doing that, but it's going to start getting heavy. That's what I think Spirit is trying to let you know, is that if you keep being so busy, you're going to get to the point of being overloaded or too many responsibilities, maybe even too much stress. And then, unfortunately, that's going to make it a little bit difficult to bounce back. And it could also signify that you won't have the time even to date because you're continuing to take on so much to avoid even getting involved. And then even the excitement of meeting somebody new would be replaced by drudgery, right? So this card again to me is speaking to, if you're wanting love in your life, you're definitely going to have to make time for it, right? Because you don't want to get yourself into a completely depressed state either from burning yourself out. But, you know, it is a coping mechanism. Let's see how Pisces is showing up. Oh, yeah, that's why. You haven't wanted to feel all of the pain. And I feel like it was a very painful breakup or past situation that you've been through. There could have been cheating. There could have been a third party situation. But I think that this is significant in the fact that subconsciously you're running from completely feeling the pain. Some of us hold on to the pain of a past relationship so that we don't have to completely let go, right? But we will do this until it gets to the point where it's too much and we have to put the burden down. And we literally have to feel our feelings and we have to let down our guard and spend that time with ourselves so we can heal. Otherwise, we can't move forward, right? Let's see what's going on in your environment. Moon energy. More Piscean energy, but full moon. I feel like things are just confusing or dark for you when it comes to your love life at the moment. You may not even want to look at it. Again, there's these subconscious fears and energies. But thinking about the moon, maybe you just keep running into individuals who are very vague as well. Or maybe they're a little unstable. Maybe you've been attracting others who have been seriously wounded too in the past. And so because you're mirroring that energy, you've just lost your lust for love. It's possible. The Three of Swords, I mean, you've had to make some difficult decisions, right? You had some painful choices or even stressful decisions or obstacles to overcome. But I feel like there's still this cloudiness. Maybe you're even seeing the world as a depressing place right now, unfortunately, right? Because that speaks to trauma as well. And again, distraction. So I think even if interested suitors were coming along, they see how distracted you are by keeping yourself so busy, right? And it's not a bad thing. People will do what they can when they're ready. They'll move on when they're ready. They'll open up when they're ready, right? But as a single individual, some might be worried about, whether or not you're becoming reclusive or a loneliness. Maybe they see that you're alienating them, possibly, because still, again, feeling the loss of a previous relationship and coming to terms with the grief. So like I was saying, it's about needing to deal with that grief to move on. Aw, my poor fishies. Maybe some of you see the world as just full of cheaters and liars, and it's depressed you a little bit, okay? So clearly, the cards are saying that some of you, unfortunately, are really holding on to the past, and that's okay. I mean, you'll go when you're ready. You'll move forward when you're ready. But in order to bring in fresh, new love, this has to be nurtured and taken care of, and this has to be allowed to happen. The grief process, right? So the advice is surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. All of us on our path, we do encounter the pain, and it's just a matter of sitting down and working through it. There are grief counselors available too, or even just counseling to help you figure out or see why it was that maybe this past situation wasn't healthy for you or wasn't good for you, right? What other advice do you have, please, Spirit, with the surrender to your soul's path for Pisces? Oh, beautiful. Make a decision. Make a decision to come to terms with the past. That's what that Judgment card is. And then your heart will be able to open again. And you'll be able to show that beautiful side of yourself. You'll be able to open up. You'll be able to express yourself better. You'll feel better. You'll look better. You'll get a sense of renewal, right? And also, you may have some other people that may come along. And like I said, some of you might be comparing new people to what your ex was. Because this card also signifies to not be too hasty in judging, potential partners. It's about getting or giving yourself a chance, right? To get to know them. Let them open themselves up. Let them show the beauty that they may have, because maybe they just sense that you're so closed off too, right? And this is just for those of you that are looking for love. So what's going to be the outcome? What's coming in the future for my Pisces in love? Ooh, brand new beginnings, messages. You could be running into somebody who's younger than you, or they might be a little bit older than you, and you might be showing up as the young one. But the Page of Wands is fire energy, so it could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. And because it's single, it's definitely new romance that's coming your way. And it might be a whirlwind romance, okay? And it'll be fun, and it'll be full of flirting or steamy sessions and excitement and intensity. And this person will definitely worship you, and you can expect plenty of passion from them, but the relationship might be short-lived, or this person could be a bit of a flirt. So if you're a bit of a jealous type or needy, that could cause an issue, but it looks as though somebody might be coming along that might be having fun or want to have fun. Now, for some of you, you may want that. You may just want, a one-night stand, nothing serious. And if that's the case, you've got the opportunities coming along for that. And maybe you'll just be happy. Maybe some of you are going to decide that a relationship was just too intense, so now you're just going to keep it lighthearted, you know, get whatever needs met that you need to get, and continue moving forward in your life. This is about waiting for the ships to come in as well. But it's about looking ahead, seeing, like having foresight, if you will. And maybe some of you will just have some fun and flirt and just get back out there again and start feeling good about yourself until you take a trip. Maybe you'll take a trip once travel opens up back again, and maybe it'll be a long-term relation or long-distance relationship that you might get into. But it'll be about enjoying the freedom of being single, right? And experiencing life and spreading your wings. It could even be a holiday romance. So if you guys are going traveling, you might meet somebody, like I said, on a holiday, or maybe meeting a new love while traveling. Or like I said, starting that long distance relationship. So Spirit, when can Pisces think, or when do you think roughly that this might happen for some of these singles that are wanting new love in their life? Look what we got. I'm thinking you got the Nine of Swords. Again, it's going to be when you're ready to open up. But for others of you, it could be 9 days, could be 9 weeks, could be 9 months. Okay? So, or it could be in the winter, because swords represents wintertime, ice, cold. Ooh, maybe you'll meet somebody when you go home, if you're going home for the holidays. Maybe you'll run into somebody and an old romance will rekindle. But yeah, that's what I got for you, Pisces. I hope that it helped some of you out there. And I'm sending you so much love and wishing you an amazing night. Have a great one. Bye, guys.